Berry County Board of Commissioners is called to order. Will Commissioner, staff, and guests please stand for an invocation and pledge of allegiance?
Heavenly Father, thank you for another beautiful day in Berry County. Please be with us as we deliberate in this meeting. Help us to do the best job that we can for all of our constituents. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. For purposes of attendance, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Colton. Present. Campbell.
Here.
Doster.
Present.
Getty. Here. Hatfield.
Here.
Jackson.
Here.
Smelker.
Present.
Tunison.
Here. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Approval of the written agenda. At this time, any member of the board or public may ask for an item to be removed from the consent agenda and placed under items for consideration. Hearing no such request, does any commissioner wish to change the agenda additionally? Hearing no such request, the agenda is approved as written. Reports from state and county officers. Do we have any state and county officers present who wish to deliver an update or report to the board? Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning. I just got one jail report. My other lieutenant's on vacation, so we didn't get one from him. The correctional staff has booked and processed 109 persons in the jail for the month of June. Additionally, reached 112 back out in the community. The daily average inmate population was 52 persons. Staff has transported 62 inmates to and from various locations to include court, medical facilities, and other counties. In addition, we fingerprinted 77 people at the front counter. Kitchen staff prepared 4,695 meals at a cost of $2.53 per meal. Looking back 5 years, bookings were 109 in 2018, there were 319. Releases 112 in 2018, 232. Daily average population 52, 95 back then. So a lot of these law changes they had coming in where we're not locking people up for like driving on suspended license, and the friend of the court inmates we used to get, we don't get those anymore. They go out and help find them jobs and stuff like that. So there's other programs they have for them. So that's why the big drop. Transports 62 compared to 2018. We had 73. Public prints were 77 compared to 2018, which is 86. Meals served 4,695 compared to 2018, 8,287 at $1.46 a meal. And then we had $1,764 in plumbing and repairs. Any questions?
Questions for the sheriff? Thank you, Dar.
Right now we have one of our telephone poles out back is on fire. So, or it's smoking, I should say. So we got fire and consumers out back behind our place. So that gets good.
I did have a question. Is it my understanding that the deputy that you had assigned to the election fraud has now become an actual deputy and is doing road patrol?
We had to get him in. Is this working?
Yep.
All right. We had to get him through field training. And when he first got elected, or excuse me, when he first got hired, he had almost 20 years experience in another county, plus some undercover experience. So we were way behind on that investigation, and I assigned it to him. And we were understaffed, so we had people who were already on field training. So he's just finishing today with his field training, and he'll be assigned. We're going to put him on it for another 40 hours, see if we can close it out. And the problem is every time we turn around, something new comes in, and we're trying to weed out what's Berry County relevant and what's not. So, and that's constant. So,
All right, thank you.
all right, thank you.
Thank you. Limited public comment. At this time, any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes.
Oh, look, it's still today and I'm here. Sharon Zabrowski, Carlton Township. We voters want to know what happened. You started the year strong, and the train was rolling right along. Then it was like somebody pulled the emergency brake, and the sudden stop caused everyone to fall off the train. The year is half over, and the only issue that you've really dealt with is the COA steering committee. Where's your committee to deal with the jail issue? It has been suggested some ideas about who should be placed on the committee. Nothing. We hear rumors in the restaurants about a possible land purchase and that there are some building plans floating around somewhere. Our information should not be coming from rumors, but from facts being presented at the commissioner meetings. And while I'm on a roll here, when are we going to stop stealing the millage money from Charlton Park? This is a complex problem that has to be dealt with. But to continue taking their money only makes the problem larger. Stop taking it. Then figure out how you're going to solve the problem and how to prevent it from happening in the future. We elected you to be commissioners because we're tired of problems not being taken care of. And we know you can solve them. So as they say in the carnival business, get off your keisters and get this train rolling again. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there additional public comment?
Good morning, Joel Ibbotson, Rutland Township. I wasn't going to get into this issue much, but I saw an ad in the paper that said if I vote yes on the new Hastings area school system millage, that my taxes will go down. That is a complete and utter lie. They will go up 17.47 million plus all the bond costs, including if there's any premiums or interest and so forth. In fact, the school system finances were in such bad shape that I think it was the year 2017 when I did the research. The taxable value of the district was $550 million. The debt that the school district was in was north of $120 million. I think it was 23.4% of the value of the taxable district that it served, if I'm not mistaken. So just think about that for a second. If you own a house with a taxable value of $100,000, you owe $23,000 some odd dollars to the school. Not exactly a good place to be in my opinion. There were many options, or 4 options, excuse me, that were presented at a meeting where the school met with the public to see what might be palatable to vote on. And out of that, 2 were selected as viable. Everyone was in consensus that, okay, yes, the school needs to update bathrooms, lockers, roofs, things of that nature, and sure, okay, we can all go for that. Well, then after that meeting, they decided to go for option 2 instead, against what they had told the public that they would. The public's quite sick of it, to be honest, and you want to know why no millages get passed. It's because of, and I think the term was coined here in Berry County, millage fatigue. Perhaps if they would actually reach out to some of the public, and I mean, my phone number is very public. No one's called me on it. We could come up to an amicable solution to be able to fix and address the problems at the school. But as long as they keep lying to us over and over and over again, they'll continue to see their millages get failed. And it's going to affect you guys as well. You want to build a jail? Well, sorry, everyone's voting no on everything because of the school system. They couldn't even get an operating millage passed that didn't affect homestead properties. Think about that. It failed in a general election, and now they want to have another special election. Well, liars lie, cheaters cheat, and the Hastings school system never fails to disappoint with another special election for a millage. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel. Is there additional public comment? Hearing none, we'll move ahead with our agenda. Very correspondence. Does any commissioner have correspondence they'd like to share with the board?
Mr. Chair, I believe that there was an email that circulated to the county regarding concerns regarding a gravel pit on Keller Road. Probably should be put in the record. And also, that was from Karen Hayward.
Yep.
And also, there's an email, lives on Crystal Lake, asking how that project is progressing.
And just to answer part of that, I talked to the drain commissioner this morning briefly, and Crystal Lake will be back on our agenda next week. So we're going to have additional information coming before us on the cow. So we'll be discussing that again, and that was, if you remember, that was the request to approve up to $30,000 in expenses to do basically a review of what it would entail to complete that project. So that'll be, we'll be discussing that more in detail next week. Any other correspondence you want to share? Okay, consent agenda, Commissioner Doster.
I move that the following consent items be approved. The approval of the June 27th, 2023 Board of Commissioners meeting minutes.
Is there support?
Support.
Motion by Doster, support by Hatfield for approval of the June 27, 2023 Board of Commissioner meeting minutes. All items on the consent agenda. Discussion is not allowed and a roll call vote is required. All those in favor vote aye. Opposed vote nay. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Carlton.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Doster.
Aye.
Getty.
Aye.
Hatfield.
Aye.
Smelker.
Aye.
Junison.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye. The consent agenda is approved. Presentations, we have none. Public hearings, none. Items for consideration, Commissioner Smelker.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of prepaid invoices in the amount of $3,697,194.28.
Is there support?
Support.
Motion by Smelker, support by Getty for approval of prepaid invoices in the amount of $3,697,194.28. Discussion. Hearing none, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Campbell.
Aye.
Doster.
Aye.
Getty.
Aye.
Hatfield.
Aye.
Smelker.
Aye.
Junison.
Aye.
Carlton.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye. The motion is approved.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of claims in the amount of $71,224.60.
Is there support?
Support.
Motion by Smelker, support by Carlton for approval of claims in the amount of $71,224.60. Discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Doster.
Aye.
Getty.
Aye.
Hatfield.
Aye.
Smelker.
Aye.
Junison.
Aye.
Carlton.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye. The motion is approved.
I move for the approval of commissioners' reimbursements mileage in the amount of $191.92.
Is there support?
Support Campbell.
Motion by Smelker, support by Campbell for approval of commissioner reimbursement mileage in the amount of $191.92. Discussion. Just wanted to say thank you for all you commissioners for not turning in mileage. That saves the county a lot of money. Thank you. No further discussion. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Getty.
Aye.
Hatfield.
Aye.
Smelker.
Aye.
Junison.
Aye.
Carlton.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Doster.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye. The motion is approved.
I move for the approval of the attached reimbursement grant agreement in the amount of $10,000 with 270 Inc. to pay for spay and neuter of feral and barn cats in Berry County and authorize the board chair to sign it.
Is there support?
Support.
Motion by Smelker, support by Calton for approval of the attached reimbursement grant in the amount of $10,000 with 270 Inc. to pay for spay, neuter of feral and barn cats in Berry County and authorize the chairperson to sign it. Discussion. Ken, Morgan, welcome.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I'm the animal shelter kennel technician.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Welcome. It's great to be back here again, so, you know. Looks like you've been
Yeah.
getting a little sunshine as well, so it's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yes, I have. The grant cycle opened up and they approached us about a grant that we can get approved through you guys for $10,000 for the TNR program, which is the trap, neuter, and release.
Okay. This is the same grant we've had multiple rounds through.
Correct.
Throughout the years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
So nothing new, just kind of a reoccurrence, another
Yes.
$10,000. We appreciate 270 for all that money, so
Yeah.
the support. Questions from commissioners?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How do you select these animals? Are these animals that have been, I mean, do you trap them or have they been brought to the shelter?
yeah, so all the animals that come in through this program are people that have stray barn cats, feral cats within Berry County. They come to us and they get an appointment, they can trap them, and then they'll bring them in for the appointment and everything.
I know certain neighborhoods in Hastings and I live in Nashville, we actually have feral cats in the neighborhoods. Is there, I mean, there's no specific farmer or barn there. Is there ever any way to address that?
There is some people that do come from Nashville to bring in some of the stray feral cats in Nashville. If like for you, like if you wanted to trap them yourself, we can help you take care of that.
I guess I've never seen a cat trap.
It's just like a regular like live trap that you use for like raccoons,
And what do you put in it, like cat food?
canned cat food.
Further questions? Okay. Question from our,
I'm just curious how many animals that it takes care of, 10,000?
I don't know the exact number, but like last year when we had the grant, we did 346 cats.
good information. Thank you. Okay, if there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Hatfield,
Yes.
Smelker,
Yes.
Tunison,
Yes.
Calton,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Doster,
Aye.
Getty,
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye. The motion is approved.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Morgan. Unfinished business, we have none. New business, we have none. County Administrator's report?
I'm all set, thank you.
Chairperson's report, I'm all set as well. We're just getting started with our meeting cycle. Vice Chairperson's report.
We had the first meeting of the COA Facility Steering Committee 2 weeks ago. Also in attendance from this body was Commissioner Getty and Commissioner Tunison. We had a report from Courtney reviewing the work that the COA Building Committee has done. They have also, on COA's behalf, gone ahead and contracted for preliminary study and budget to be done that should be back in time for our next meeting. Becky DeHaan also gave a report on current activities out at the manor. 2 items for consideration were addressed. First of all, there was a recommendation from the steering committee to the COA board for an additional appointment to the steering committee. That's Cheryl Lewis Blake. The basis for that recommendation was that she has extensive experience not only with building projects, but also with community consensus building, and we thought both of those talents would be very valuable to the group. The steering committee also wants to recommend to this group, and I'll request that it be on our COW agenda for the next meeting, that we fund the development of a master plan by Thornapple Manor so that we can make sure that the total vision out there is brought forward in the most expeditious way possible. So, good meeting. Next meeting will be the fourth. Our meetings are now set for the fourth Wednesday of each month at 10 a.m.
Fourth Wednesday, 10 a.m.
Correct.
Thank you. Commissioner Campbell.
I actually attended Maple Grove on Wednesday night last week, and this week I'll have Baltimore and Johnstown. That's what I have going.
Awesome. Commissioner Tunison.
I'd like to elaborate a little bit on what Commissioner Hatfield talked about with the Commission on Aging with Commissioner Getty. Becky DeHaan's vision of that place is amazing. When she was talking to us about it, you could envision what she was talking about. What she wants to put also possibly into the Commission on Aging is a rehab facility so people wouldn't have to leave that area, and also a dialysis machine, which would make the building bigger, and we'll try to figure that out. But right now, when people go in town to get dialysis, they don't even have bathroom facilities that are available to them, so they have to actually go there, pick them up, and, you know, it would be so much more convenient to have it right at Harvest Point out there at the Commission on Aging. So I was very impressed with her presentation to us, and when she brings the master plan in front of us, I'm sure she'll elaborate on what her vision is. So, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Commissioner Doster.
I sit on the Southwest Michigan Behavioral Health Substance Use Disorder Advisory Commission.
They make it longer.
I don't know. That's a regional board of, I believe it's 9 counties, meets in Kalamazoo. They distribute the PA2 funds, which are liquor tax. Whenever somebody buys alcohol in Berry County, there's a tax that goes to the state, and it goes through this board and then is redistributed out to the counties for substance abuse specifically, and substance abuse, yes. We have a 3-year contract, I believe it is, with them that is coming up for renewal. They are asking basically that the same contract that was done by the 9 counties originally be renewed. It's very few changes in it. There has been a little change of circumstance there, however, that I think warrants maybe looking at making a change in this contract. The contract has to be unanimous with all 9 counties, so that's why I'm bringing it up ahead of the actual contract arriving on our desks here. Currently, we are using about $70,000 a year's worth of funds that's distributed through them. It receives more money than that. And so there's been a fund balance that has been accruing there, and currently it's about $750,000.
Okay.
In this contract, there is no language on what would happen to these funds if there was a dissolution, a dissolvement of that board. There's language that either we can dissolve it with 30-day notice or they can. It's possible that the state may not accredit them at some point and that the thing would be dissolved immediately. I brought this to their attention at a board meeting as to what would happen to these funds. Would we receive the funds? Do they keep the funds? They have a formula currently where they take half of the funds as administration before they give them to us. Whether this $750,000 has already had that taken out, I'm suspicious that it has, and that this is actually our our funds. That would be quite a large amount of money to not have any language as to what might possibly happen to. I asked the board, and the administrator there said, well, that's something that we would have to figure out when that occurred. And I think that we should figure that out ahead of time and see that when this contract was first drafted, that wasn't an issue because there wasn't any sort of a fund balance. So there didn't really need to be any language as to what would happen if we were to choose a different agency or the state choose not to use them. So I think it's something that should be on our radar.
Did you say that their annual administration costs are $70,000?
No, their annual administration cost is very large. That is, we receive 70,000 approximately
Okay.
in funds from them, that's funneled through them. But they're receiving more funds than that are earmarked for Berry County because of the liquor tax that's been generated in this county. And so that has been accruing over 15-year period or something, and is now at, a very sizable chunk of change.
Do you know what 750,000 is as a percentage of their annual budget?
Of their budget, I think it's about equal to it.
Really? Okay.
Between the 9 counties, the fund balance is over $6 million. Currently, almost all counties have a large fund balance other than Calhoun County. There are 2 counties that are quite large, Calhoun and Kalamazoo County, that dominate the funding
Okay.
and the use. Currently, we only have one entity in Berry County that is asking for funds through them, and that's the mental health
Okay.
and substance abuse.
When if you get a copy of that contract to Michael, maybe our attorney can look over that with some suggested
I think
language.
the draft has already been submitted.
Okay. That'd be good. Good thoughts.
Okay. Also regarding this correspondence regarding Crystal Lake, I had a suggestion on how to proceed with that. I would like to see, because I have a number of questions regarding that project, that I think it might not be the best time use to run that through, a lot of these questions through this board. I was wondering if that could be assigned to the DPW and the Department of Public Works, which we have a board that deals with this type of issue. I know that that has been viewed rather narrowly in the past, but in looking at the statute that created that, which is Public Act 185 of 1957, it states the duties and powers of that board. And under 123.737, Section 7, powers of the county administration of Board of Public Works, it states that a county establishing a Department of Public Works shall have the following powers to be administered by the Board of Public Works, subject to any limitations thereon. And then it goes on to describe water system, water supply projects, sewer disposal systems, refuge systems, and D, to make lake improvements within one or more areas in the county, and to improve, enlarge, extend, operate, and maintain the improvements. And this Crystal Lake project is a small lake with a dam, and they're asking for dredging, maintenance of this dam structure. And I have questions regarding their assessment role in the project in general and the costs and so forth. And I think that DPW might be a good place to put that, and then they could make a recommendation, get into the kind of the nitty-gritty details of the thing, and then make a recommendation to the board on how to proceed. And it would also, I think there's a bunch of people from that lake that would like to, you know, be able to have input, which it could really drag down our meetings, I think. But
Okay. If you have any input on that, Michael?
I can take a look at Act 185 and a little more closely and make some comments, sure.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
wasn't that just to start the process, though? Just to start with the DEQ? Up to $30,000?
Yeah, next week's agenda request will be strictly as a cap of $30,000 to investigate what the actual cost would be before it actually goes back to Crystal Lake residents for a public hearing and a final decision on whether or not they want to proceed with it, so.
Yeah.
So, but we'll bounce some of those ideas off and see where we go with that.
okay, thank you.
Commissioner Colton,
I don't have anything.
Commissioner Getty.
I attended Thornapple Township last night. It was a quick meeting, but they did recognize a young man that just completed his fire school training, and he is in his probationary period now. Thornapple Township Emergency Services has done just an incredible job of recognizing those on staff and volunteers as they move through the accreditation process. There were probably 10 members of the Emergency Services Department there. A lot of camaraderie, and I think it leads to a better coverage.
Awesome, thank you. Commissioner Smelker.
I attended the Village of Freeport last night. They have completed their water main project through ARPA funds, and that was just part of it. Last night, they accepted a contract for the water tower for $309,000, which is also part of the ARPA project.
Awesome.
So that is moving along nicely. That's all I
Perfect,
got.
thank you. Thank you. Okay. Other business, we have none. First of all, we'll do limited public comment. At this time, any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes.
Joel Livingston again, Rutland Township. A couple things I wanted to say but didn't have the time to earlier. The steering committee for the Hastings School millage decided that it'd be a great idea to use a nonprofit organization to send out their mailers and such. Can't do that. Do we really want nonprofits which do not pay any taxes, which do not have any skin in the game, directing what happens with our tax dollars? I think not. There's a reason that's illegal. And to the school's credit, they did some changing once that was discovered, but nonetheless, it's just another example of the carelessness. That said, am I against schools? Absolutely not. There are plenty of ways to fund maintenance at the school which do not involve, for example, at the time, when I did the research in 2017, roughly only $2 out of $3 that I actually pay in my property taxes to the school actually went to fund something at the school. The other third of that went to finance expenses. How do we avoid that? Well, sinking fund is a great example where virtually all of the money that I pay out of my property tax bill gets to go to fund improvements at the school. They've done a lot of things. They've increased that. I've told the school that I would vote yes on a sinking fund because virtually 100% of the money that I pay goes to the school. And they've done a lot of improvements with that. They've fixed some roofs with it. They've done other things. Would I support a cut-down millage which would take care of, like I mentioned, critical things, roofs, bathrooms that, are actually presentable? And so, yes, I would. But I cannot continue to go down this, road that they continue to push us down. On the other hand, Rutland Township's doing some pretty exciting things as far as I'm concerned. They are reducing the acreage required for animals from 5 acres down to 3, which will be a big help to especially small families which may want to raise a 4-H animal. step in the right direction. They're also making it so that they can have chickens, which originally we didn't realize that there was an ordinance against it in country residential. That's great. There's a couple other things that they're going through. They've got the marijuana ordinance and other things, but there's some exciting things happening in Rutland. I'm proud to be a member, or actually live there. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Joel. Additional public comment?
The suspense is killing us. Rick Moore, Irving Township, 30-year member of the Gas and Steam Club at Charlton Park. I want to thank Commissioners Colton and Getty for coming to the picnic breakfast dinner at Charlton Park, and we always invite all the commissioners to come and help prepare the breakfast for the Steam Club members who have donated so many thousands of hours of their time and treasure to promote Charlton Park. And I was late there this year, although I've done it for many years, just to battle Jack Miner over the how much you stir the pancake batter. But I was late this year due to medical issues, and so I was very grateful that other people showed up. And I've also noticed that you usually speak real well into your microphones at the beginning of the meeting, but then you talk to each other during the end of the meeting or in the middle of the meeting, and I can't hear a thing you're saying. And I really would appreciate it if you use your microphones or your outdoor voice. And because of my hearing issue, it's echoing in my head. I don't know if it's loud enough for you, but by judging from your reactions, I'm hoping it is, because I always read body language as well as the words you use. Because in the Bible, as it says, by your works you shall know them. So do the right thing all the time and apologize it later, because you will get your reward. As I tell the people I know who are close to death, don't be afraid, you will be pleasantly surprised. So let's all just do the right thing and plan on living forever and doing that. So thank you all.
Mr. Chair, can I ask Rick a question?
Thank you, Rick. You want to do it under commissioner comments instead?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Additional public comment? Commissioner comments? Commissioner Colton?
Rick, was there a final count on how many breakfasts were served?
No, that was up to you. Did you do that?
Well, I count at 170.
Wow.
And I guess previous year they had done like 130 or 140. So I was using a very crude system of trying to assess that, just.
Based on pancake batter on the wall or something, so,
They were very effective slash marks.
There you go.
Yeah.
Commissioner Doster?
I wanted to thank Commissioner Smelker for the update on the ARPA funds. And I was wondering if it's possible to have kind of a comprehensive update on how those are going. Particular, I'm interested in the Delton Water Project and how that is going, and whether that's going to influence the school, fire suppression there. And I guess I kind of thought that these funds are for a limited time, and that there was some sort of a time frame on these. And I was just wondering, how are any of these funds going to be returned to the county? It would be nice to know. But also, I'd like to get the draft minutes of the steering committee for the Commission on Aging sent to me. I've got a written request. I don't know who to give it to. Very good. Also, the county financials, I believe that Michael said that he could send those on a regular basis through email to us as well. I would like to see those.
Okay. Commissioner Getty?
Took the wrong opportunity to take a sip of coffee. I would encourage all the commissioners to get out to at least one event at Charlton Park. It's easy to hear about 170 folks coming to a pancake breakfast, but you really don't grasp the number of people that are enjoying that park at these events over the summer. And a really diverse group. I mean, the Gas and Steam Club, you know, those folks, and to see the smiles on the kids' faces, and, you know, to see all the tractors around and the tractor pull. It really is a great event. But there's a variety of events at Charlton Park. So, you know, get out. It's our biggest county park, and get out and enjoy it.
Commissioner Smoker.
Commissioner Tunis and I went to the Dawn Patrol, which is the same day as the breakfast at Charlton Park. As long as I've been on this board, I've tried to get someone to move their date, and they just won't do it. They have it the same day. So, that's all I got.
Commissioner Tunison.
I'm good, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Campbell.
I attended a I participated actually, in a veterans question and answer event that was held at Heroes Restaurant last night from 4 to 7. It was a very good turnout. It was set up for veterans of any area, whatever, come into the restaurant there, and they had representatives there, and that's kind of why I'm speaking here, to speak of the good works that our county agencies are doing. From the Berry County Veterans Affairs, Ryan Condon was down there. Summer Robertson, rep from the Berry County Veterans Outreach, which is a part of our Berry County Mental Health. Also Linda Barnett from Berry County Community Mental Health Authority Substance Abuse Task Force. Got it all in there. And also had 3 representatives there from the Battle Creek VA. And it was strictly to answer questions for veterans. They had a 25-plus turnout, and they plan on doing this in the future, different areas in the county. I just want you to be aware of what good works our agencies with the county are doing out there.
Awesome, thank you. Commissioner Hatfield.
Nothing further.
Okay. I have nothing further either. Other business, we have none. At this time, we are adjourned. Thank you for coming.